Wah, wah, wah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the actual fuck.
Episode 3.
Dude, we're at 3.
Yeah, not
Holy
bad.
shit.
Yeah.
I like it.
A few highlights.
This is momentum, baby. Hey, let's talk about it right now, Sam. Are you hot?
It's fucking hot.
Listen, we're not talking about me. We're talking about the temperature.
Yo. Yeah, it's pretty fucking hot. I'm glad I wore a singlet today just because of how fucking hot it is.
Can you just do me a solid and just pull your screen down just for me? You're wearing sleeves, Sam. What are you talking
I
about?
don't see any sleeves. It's a singlet.
I told you not to get high before recording, dude.
Do you see sleeves, Ash? She said no sleeves.
You guys are
It's
both.
clearly a singlet.
You're both drunks. Why am I working with you? I love it.
Big week, man. Big week.
Hey,
Lots in the news to that this
just
week.
to let you guys know, during the podcast, I'm going to be spraying my face. I know I don't care.
It's fucking hot.
Woo! That
It's
feels.
been hot all week here in Australia.
Do you want to spray?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a singlet. I'm pretty chill.
Oh, I hate you. Hey, so are we doing social media or straight into it?
Straight into it.
Straight into it.
Big news. I want to get straight into this.
All right, let's go. So this week online, what's the first thing that's been happening?
I just think we have to address what's been in the news in Australia.
Hold on, we have to dress.
We have to.
because that's what he was wearing.
Yeah.
when he was fucking children. All right, go ahead with
George Pell.
George Pell.
George Pell. If you don't know who he is, a little backstory. He's 78 years old. He was born 8th of June in 1941. He is the Australian prelate of the Catholic Church, which means he holds a high-ranking role in the Australian Catholic Church. He's the Archbishop of Melbourne, 8th Archbishop of Sydney. He was created Cardinal of Australia in 2003. He's also on the Council of Advisors for Australia. Studied in Rome, Oxford, and later at the Monash University. He's lectured at Oxford and Cambridge. He's an author to a number of books. Was appointed Companion of the Order of Australia at one moment, which is the Order of Australia is an order of chivalry established on 14 February 1975 by Elizabeth II, Queen of Australia, to recognise Australian citizens and other persons for achievements or great service. So, you look at that and you go, good resume. Except-
hold on. Can you go through a couple of his? So he studied at Oxford,
Studied in Rome and at Oxford, and then later at Monash University in Melbourne.
and then he lectured at Oxford,
Oxford and Cambridge. Lectured at Cambridge.
Cambridge.
Yeah. Cambridge. Yeah, it is what it is.
They're both shit anyway. Oi, do you know how long Oxford's been around?
No. The
Oxford-
Oxford Dictionary is old as fuck.
Oxford
though.
University's been around since about, I think, the 1200s.
Jesus.
Maybe even the 900s. It's been a long fucking time, man. Like, they figured out in England that you need universities
And
to
he was
to
that
educate
old.
people.
He was third enrolled.
Yeah, no. He So he
So that's a bit about who he is, but why is he in the news?
So he is the highest ranking member of the Catholic Church to be charged and indicted on sex crimes.
In June 2017, Pell was charged in Victoria with multiple historical sexual assault offences, which he denied all for reasons like fundamental defects in evidence. But on 11th of December, which is why it's in the news, 2018, George Pell was found guilty on 5 charges related to sexual misconduct involving 2 boys in the 1990s. Pell's bail has been revoked and he is held in custody with sentencing scheduled for 13th of March 2019. There's been a suppression order. That's why the media hasn't heard about it. There's been a suppression order which was lifted just a couple of days ago. I think last Monday or Tuesday, and it was huge.
Yeah, I think they lifted it because they realized that, like, with social media, and I don't know who leaked it, but someone's got to have leaked it, and they've just realized that the suppression order is not going to work anymore. So I just want to address this for a couple of reasons, and I think it's good that you really wanted to address this too. It's interesting because the first trial that he was subjected to was deemed a mistrial because the jury could not agree to a guilty verdict. But in the retrial, he was convicted by a jury of 12, and he's now appealing the decision, right? So I'm going to bring up the ABC article on it, ABC Online. If you guys don't read ABC Online, I understand why.
Yeah.
So
This is your number one news.
yeah, this is number one news. I don't know why you're going to ABC. It's not like they've been around for ages. Hey, so and I'm just going to read a little bit of the ABC's article. Credited to the ABC. Don't sue us, ABC. You're a government entity about information. If you sue us, I'm going to fucking dick slap someone. Unless they're a female, then I'm not going to do it. Because that would be a Me Too moment, and I would be convicted like George... Anyway, so, with Cardinal Pell in custody for the sexual abuse of choir boys, his high-profile supporters continue to voice their doubts about his conviction for abuse. On Wednesday, former Prime Minister John Howard and Australian Catholic University Chief Greg Craven gave positive character references on behalf of Pell. Fellow former Prime Minister Tony Abbott revealed he'd spoken to Pell after the verdict was revealed on Tuesday, and Melbourne Archbishop Peter Comensoli said he had remained Pell's friend and said, "I don't shy away from that." Now, my first thing is, like, if you're John Howard, he released his statement on Wednesday in support, and Cardinal Pell was convicted on Tuesday, right?
It's pretty fucked.
Now, if I was John Howard, here's the problem, right? The problem is that one of the reasons that they have come out and said that the evidence was not as good. Hold on. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just keep reading it for a minute. Several criminal lawyers who spoke to The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald on the condition of anonymity said they were astonished at Pell's conviction given the apparent lack of grooming, the short window available for Pell to abuse the boys, and the robes he was wearing, which had no splits-eye openings. Now, for me, those are minor issues. If you want to do those kinds of things, you're going to find a way. Like even if you're going to lift the whole frock from the bottom of the floor. But I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible.
As a man, I know it doesn't take long.
Yeah, but then again, I've never worn a Catholic priest's dress, so who knows? So continuing, Pell's victims were two 13-year-old St. Kevin's College students who were choir boys at St. Patrick's Cathedral when they were assaulted in December 96 and February 97 after Sunday Mass. While one of the victims gave evidence about his abuse, the other man died several years ago from an accidental heroin overdose. He never reported the abuse, and the court heard denied anything had happened to him as a young choir boy when he was asked by his mother. Through a lawyer, the man's family said they finally understood the torment that led to their son self-medicate with drug abuse. Victorian Bar President, which is like how lawyers have to pass the bar?
Yeah.
So the Victorian Bar President, Matt Collins, said it was, check this out, said it was highly unusual for a conviction to be made on behalf of a victim who had never reported abuse. That is true. Now, quote from Matt Collins, "No one can recall a case where the accused person was convicted of an offence against the deceased person of this kind. However," he said, "it was crucial to note that the court had found Pell's crimes were committed against two victims at the same time. Therefore, Dr. Collins said Pell's legal team had been able to cross-examine the evidence provided by one victim on behalf of the other." So I don't know how legit that is, but
I guess if you convict him for the one, then the other one has to be true because it happened at the same time. So if you find him guilty on that,
maybe.
I know.
Maybe.
I know how the law works.
I'm
happy that they found him.
Well, this is the thing. I'm not into guilty by association, and I'm not into guilty just because of accusation either. The problem is that because he's a Catholic, there's a whole lot of buzz surrounding them because of their history of pedophilia and sex crimes. And they are sex crimes, and they're fucking heinous. And frankly, if you're a Catholic, I can understand the cognitive dissonance that you're going through. But, hey, try to say something to the church, yeah? Maybe stop giving tithes to the church until they sort this shit out. How about that? Now, Pell supporters believe he has become a lightning rod for anger at the Catholic Church's failure to protect victims from sexual assault. Pell is such a polarizing figure, says Jesuit priest Frank Brennan. There are those who would convict him in the court of public opinion no matter what the evidence. During the trial, Judge Kidd stressed to the jury that Pell could not be personally held responsible for the failings of the church. However, Pell's defense lawyer, Robert Richter QC, told the court his client was seen as the Darth Vader of the church. What do you reckon of that? I agree with that because Pope Francis, he's a benevolent emperor. And then Pell is pretty much the Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Now, he did not put Pell on the stand to give evidence. In his defense, a decision leapt on by Pell's critics. But legal sources said this is standard practice in trials for serious criminal contact like sexual abuse and murder. Juries are also routinely directed not to speculate when people standing trial are not put on the stand to defend themselves.
That makes sense.
Now, the living victim gave evidence via video link to the court during Pell's first trial in a session that was closed to the media to protect the victim's privacy. That hearing was declared a mistrial after the jury could not reach a verdict, but the man's evidence was played to the jury in Pell's retrial, also in a closed court. Only those present in court know what the victim said. That convinced the jury of Pell's guilt. The Federal Royal Commission into Sex Abuse in Institutions withheld its findings on Pell's role, ignoring abuse and moving pedophilic priests to other parishes while the case was being heard. I actually like that because here's what I think. If you're going to convict him of doing that, it's got to be you have to convict him the right way. If he's guilty, get him the right way. You can't tip the scales because you think that justice is going to be served. So I like that they're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest, man. I'm happy that if he is guilty...
I'm happy to say he is guilty. He was convicted. I don't think...
yeah.
I'm that type... Like, if he's convicted, I don't want to sit here and go, oh, these accusations... Like, they're made clear. He's been found guilty in the eyes of the law. So, to me, he's guilty. Like, he's a fucking pig. If that's what has come out of the court. Like, I have to have faith in the Australian law system. So, I won't sit here and say, oh, accusations. Like, he did this. He's been found guilty for it.
Yeah,
fucking hope he rots in prison.
Yeah, me too. I think... Oh, do you know what I hope most of all? Here's what I hope. This is what Stalin did. Here's a lesson in history for you guys. What Stalin did is he would, with the former members of his cabinet and the leadership team of the Communist Party, he would just erase them out of photos and history. That's what he'd legit do that. I think it would be a good idea for the Queen. Hey, Queen Elizabeth, how about you rescind his Order of Australia? Hey, Prime Minister John Howard and Tony Abbott, how about you rescind your character reference for him if his appeals are not successful?
That's what I don't like. How can you give a character reference to someone who's been convicted guilty?
Well, because some people... Well, and this is kind of a different issue because of the nature of the crime it is. But I've had mates that have been convicted of dumb shit, and I think they're good blokes. They just fucked up. Now, having said that, in the 90s, he was in his 40s, I believe. And when
Pell?
Pell? Yeah.
No, in the 90s, he would have been over
in his 50s?
Yeah, 50s.
All right, so he's in his 50s, which even brings a stronger case to the fact that you're no fucking fool when you're in your 50s. And if you are, well, it's probably not a good thing. But you don't stumble into a 13-year-old boy's mouth. And here's the real problem with it. So this wasn't just fondling, it was actually oral penetration. And that makes me sick. It really makes me sick. Not least because of the fact that it was done, first of all, by a priest, a man in a position of power, but also because it was done to underage kids. And then you've got the fact that he had the audacity to think that he could do it and get away with it. That's what makes me real angry. And I'll tell you what makes me even angrier.
The whole thing's fucking gross.
Yeah. What makes me angry is that because the Catholic Church has such a hold on power and a sway, not just political, but also social, right? You got over 1 billion Catholics in the world still. Because they do still have such a sway in the public sphere, and this is the main reason it's so hard to reform them. Do you know how old the Catholic Church is?
No, fucking
1,700 years old.
Old as fuck.
Yeah. So, and it's really hard to, like, for example, Martin Luther, when he led his Reformation, had to make a breakaway church. He started the Protestant Reformation, right? He didn't reform the Catholic Church. He just had to start a new church.
Yep.
And so the problem here is that it's like everyone wants quick results, but it can't happen that way, right? So let me ask you this. Tell me one thing that you think that would stop pedophilic priests.
Let them get fucking married.
Yes.
That's something I've heard
Yes.
all week. Like,
Yes.
you can't excuse what he has done. It's fucking disgusting. There is no excuse. Like, absolutely none.
But there is reasons.
But there is reasons. And one of them is sexual frustration.
Yeah.
I myself couldn't imagine going 50 something years
Yeah.
to the point without sex.
Oi.
Yeah. Let priests get married. And a lot of these Anglican churches and a lot of these other churches are allowing it. And I think it will only be time until Catholics are like, because no one wants to be a priest anymore.
Yeah.
You have all this stigma about being a priest and you're being a pedophile. Who the fuck wants to be a priest anymore?
Yeah, exactly. Do you know
that you can't have sex, you can't get married. Everyone thinks you're a pedophile. There's a lot of big changes.
I'll tell you what.
Church need to make.
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you what. If I was a parent and I was raised Catholic and I had kids, I wouldn't be leaving my kids in any fucking church. Nah, not with a priest.
And it's just, it's like, I'm sure that 99% of all priests out there, like, again, you can't take one person and judge everyone that's a priest from it. But fuck, it's always in the back of your mind, though.
Yeah.
It's always there.
Yeah. And the problem is that, like, so you've got two possibilities. The first possibility is a consequence of the fact that they can't get married and the fact that they are in power leads them to the worst kind of sin. Because here's the problem, right? And I'm speaking psychologically, not theologically, for all those smart enough to understand that. See what that was a cocky move right there. I shouldn't have done that. So psychologically, sin is what draws you away from God, right? And theologically. Now, but psychologically, God is the thing that you value most. So whether it's money, whether it's career, whether it's family, like your kind of your ideal of what you want in life and where you want to go in life, that is sort of, and in very, very loose terms, God, right? Sin is what draws you away from that. So, for example, when you're wanking all the time and watching Pornhub all the time, that's sin, not because it's intrinsically makes you a bad person, but because it leads you away from having a healthy sexual relationship with a woman or man, right? Now, in terms of sin in George Pell's case, he was going to sin anyway. And I'm going to sin and you're going to sin. We're all going to fucking sin. We're all going to do shit that we shouldn't do. And we're all going to do shit that is going to lead us away from the goal that we have, right? The problem is that when you get some motherfucker in a position like that, their sin is so much worse. It's the same with presidents. It's the same with leaders of any huge organizations. It's the same with, like, you look at, I don't know if you guys know about Frank Houston. So do you know Hillsong Church in Sydney?
No.
So Hillsong Church is one of the biggest Pentecostal churches in the country, and it's run by a man named Brian Houston, who came from New Zealand. Brian's dad, Frank, also was a minister and also got done for accusations of
sexual misconduct.
Sexual misconduct, yeah. And then there was another guy, Jimmy Swaggart in America. There was another guy, I can't remember his name, but like they just get busted in the worst situations, right? With, you know, the wives of the congregation, and it leads to that David Koresh moment, or that what's his name, Jim Jones, like as soon as you put a person in a position of power, and then you say that you must do what I say, because if you don't, I'm gonna give God the bad word for you. I'm gonna get in God's ear and pray against you. It's so easy to manipulate them, right? So I would encourage, if there are any parents watching this, which there's fucking not just yet, but if there are any parents watching this, and I might do a sound advice on this in the future, don't protect your kids from the world. Don't protect them from the world, because you can't. You cannot protect your kids from shitty teachers. You can't protect them from pedophile priests. You can't protect them from getting stolen.
I try and hope so.
No, but hold on. Yeah. You can't protect them from getting stolen in a van. You can't protect your little girl when she's 18, when she's going out doing dumb shit. You know, she's 18 years old and she's going out to a club and she gets roofied by some fuckwit, right? You can't protect her from that. You can't. Life happens to all of us, and you are doing your children a disservice, and you are disrespecting their abilities and their capacity by trying to protect them. Don't do that. Instead, prepare them. Prepare them. Tell them that priests, tell them, do not trust anyone in these specific situations. So, for example, if I have a kid, a daughter, and then she's walking down the street and a guy pulls over to give her a ride, don't get in the car.
No.
If a priest asks you, like, never be in a room with a man that's older than you by yourself without a video camera, right? Even with a camera, even with CCTV, don't go into that room by yourself. Like, I personally, I don't like to hang around females, especially in the Me Too generation. I don't like to hang around females unless there's either someone there or there's CCTV, and I know that it's recording. And also, especially because of the work I do doing security, because you don't want accusations. The problem that Pell has is that when he does sin, it's so much worse because he can.
Back to that position of power.
Yeah.
It goes so deep. It goes so deep. Like Alex Jones, shout out to Alex Jones, and on the JRE, was talking about himself, how these positions in the 1960s, and there's actual studies done and everything about it, where people in power in the government, they injected like tribes and that of Native Americans and other Guatemalan tribes and all that with syphilis and HIV without telling them to just to study the effects in it. And it's just because they can, because they're in such a position of power to make these decisions that they just did. Doesn't matter about what they think. And then they will go on to tell the people they've infected with syphilis to at least pass it on to one more person before they fucking die.
I gotta be honest, I'm not too sure about all that Alex Jones stuff. And
yeah.
Only because intergalactic space aliens, they're fucking everywhere.
Take DMT to go to a different dimension.
Interdimensional child molesters. This is crazy, Joe Rogan. I cannot believe this.
Are you listening to me? Let me talk.
I know, because you know. I know you know.
Choke me out, Eddie. Choke me out.
Choke me out. Dude, that was so funny when he's trying to get Eddie Bravo to choke him out.
Oh, you're choking me out. You never got this in school?
That would have got 500 million views.
Mate, that was hilarious.
That would have been highlight of the fucking month.
You can see how easily like put off Eddie was as well. Eddie's like,
yeah.
Because if Eddie Bravo wants to choke you out, you're not waking up for a while.
Yeah. But the problem,
but you don't want him to choke you out, mate.
He doesn't want to do that, man, because he's a professional.
He's a professional guy.
So now, back to the point.
Back to that position.
So now you've got that people in that position with those restrictions on marriage and that kind of thing, that they tend to cross the line because they don't have any other outlet. Or B, you've also got the fact that people that have bad intent go into this role, right? Because they understand that it's a position of power. Like, dude, I've been in situations where, like, one of the reasons I know I think I'm a good man, but there's always room to improve, right? But my intent, I believe, is always pure. And the reason I think that is because I've been in situations where I could have hurt people and I didn't. Like I could have taken advantage of the position that I've been in, whether it's with women, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, whether it's just manipulating people,
or just kicking out a drunk bloke at the pub.
Oh no, well just using the power I have disaccordingly, and I think that like. But look, it's not just down to me. It's down to the fact that I was raised by a fucking good man. Like I had
your parents fucking matter.
Yeah, I have a really like my father is the best man you don't know.
Back to that education, I bring it up every week. I fucking hate the Australian education. They're not going to save you. They're not going to help you. They're not going to guide you in these situations.
Yeah,
and there's unfortunately people out there that don't have parents and they don't have this input that close families always had. And we need to be able to rely on the education system for that, but it just doesn't happen. I'm getting too far into that.
No, but hold on. He's just on that. Here's the thing, right? Kids or teenagers, if you're watching this, here's what you need to know. Your parents are responsible for your education, and you are too, not the school system.
But there's kids out there that don't have parents.
That's true, which means that you are responsible for it. And I know that is a big burden to put on them. I do know that. I know that. But here's the problem.
For the rest of their life.
Here's the problem. If I don't tell you that now, and if you don't understand that now, you're going to find out when you're 30. You're just going to find out the hard way. You're just going to find it out that no one gives a fuck about you, so go get it. Go get it. No one gives a fuck about me. No one. No one gives a fuck about Sam. No one, right? Sam's got to go get it himself. I've got to go get it myself, right? And being 16 doesn't change that. Like 100 years ago, you had 16-year-olds going to the front lines of Gallipoli.
Yep. And
the
mines.
And these days,
jobs.
16's too young to do anything. Hey, go get a fucking job. Go and read books. Really read books.
Before you were
my 18? First job,
how old were you?
My first job was at 15 years old, working at a kill house.
Wow.
In a town just east or west of Myrtleford. Abattoir, yeah.
Abattoir, whatever. Yeah. Abattoir is where birds are, aren't they?
Wait, I think that's an
whatever. Maybe abattoir. Let's just keep moving.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Apiary. One's bees and one's birds. All right, what's next?
What's next? All right, so let's just conclude George Pell for a second here. He's been convicted of sexual conduct, which is absolutely fucking disgusting, and I hope he rots in jail.
Oh, just on what I was saying before I got sidetracked, because that's always what happens. I hope he's forgotten.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
I really do hope there is nothing worse than being ignored, and there's nothing worse than being forgotten.
Yeah.
Because that means that you don't exist.
Yeah, I like
George Pell, here's to you, mate. I hope you are forgotten.
Yeah.
I hope your sins are forgotten, and I hope the good things that you have done, because you're not all evil. I'll give you that. You're not all evil, because no one is all evil, right? Even Pablo Escobar had a family, right? And so you're not all evil, but I hope the good things you have done in the past are no longer attributed to you. Mm-hmm. I hope they are just remembered as the good deeds of someone that we now forget.
Yeah,
I really do hope that.
I hope you're right in jail. Add that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. What else this week in Australia news? We had Lawyer X confirmed.
This business, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Niece of former Victorian Governor Nicole Gobbo, high-profile organised crime lawyer who was also a snitch, police informant. So she would be
Hold on, just before you go into the details, because I think you should. Here's what ticks me off, right? I saw this on the front page of the Herald Sun. Her name printed in full.
Oh, yeah, just for all the people she fucked over.
Herald Sun. How about you don't be cunts?
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, like, to me, like, I don't know much about it. I've just done a bit of research. To me, I'm like, okay, she's trying to do good. She's trying to get these fucking crims off the street. And these crims involve people like Carl Williams and Tony Mockbell. She's represented. And also then snitched everything they've told her to the police. Now, okay, her identity was kept secret for non-disclosure and suppression orders. Contract ran out and they couldn't renew. Gobbo was believed to manipulated by the... contract ran out. They had to push the suppression order. Exactly like George Pell. The suppression order ended, so we got to find out what happened. Or we got to find out who she is in this case. The major issue from this is because it's come out and leaked that she was a police informant, all of these high-profile criminals that were represented by Gobbo are frequently requesting to have their sentences appealed.
Yeah, of course.
Because of all the information that's been leaked. So it's like, it's not like the police didn't have the right warrant. There's massive laws behind this, but now Carl Williams, Tony Mockbell, all these horrible criminals. I don't even know if they're still alive.
No, Williams is dead. Mockbell's still alive.
Well, there you go. Mockbell's probably sitting in there going, I've got a case now.
Here's the problem as well, though. It's that I think she was also informing on them to the police. Yeah. I'm not too sure, but maybe.
She's just apparently... Okay, so we've got here that...
I'll tell you what, man. Everybody...
People believe that she was manipulated by police to spill secrets, whereas the legal community believes it was her vanity. It was all her vanity. She just wanted to be she just wanted to be the best. She wanted to snitch for the police, snitch for them. She just wanted to make money and everything.
Yeah.
I don't have my own personal stance on this. I haven't done enough research. I'm just telling what I know. So some people believe that she was manipulated, corrupted by the police. You know, if you don't tell us what they're doing, we're just going to find a reason to lock you up, etc., etc. Or that it was just for her vanity and she stormed in the police like, I know shit.
You know that the chief commissioner of the Victoria Police has quit.
For her safety.
No, has quit. No, the chief commissioner of the police force has quit.
Oh, this week as well?
No, not this week. Like when all this news came out about Informant 338.
Oh, yeah.
The chief commissioner of the Victorian Police had to quit because I think he was involved in a lot of this stuff.
It's crazy.
So this is, I don't know. Like it's weird how. Like, we expect the police to be above reproach, and then we set up, what's it called? It's some board that, like, it's like internal affairs, right? So you got internal affairs, and then they get corrupted. Like, it's all just... But then again, cops do a great job, and I think that there's a big difference between beat cops and desk cops.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of career cops that want to get convictions, like, of high-profile cases, and they go about it the wrong way. And then 10 years later, we're fucking here. And you got Tony Mockbell trying to get an appeal now.
Yeah. And his case has a good case.
He might.
Has a good case about it because if what the evidence that they grounded him on was spilt by her and not actually found by the police, then there you go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, because I think if she's been snitching, that's a breach of client attorney privilege.
Yeah. So hey, that's the big problem with what has happened with Lawyer X
So, Bernie Sanders launches presidential campaign.
Again.
So Bernie Sanders is running again.
Yep.
And I think, here's what I'm afraid of, right? I'm afraid in America of a big blue wave, and then they just go full socialist. Like, I really don't like the idea. Like, Bernie Sanders, I like him as a person. I think he's a great bloke. I think he's been a great politician, and I think he's always fought for the little guy, right? And he's got a really good. I think he was the only senator.
That's his reputation, isn't it?
He was the. I think, to my knowledge, he was the only. Yeah, it is. He was the only senator, when the Iraq War happened, that voted against it. I think he was the only one, and so. Anyway, what I was going to say is, I like him, but his party, the Democrats, one of the reasons they lost in 2016 was because Hillary Clinton. Well, one of the reasons was because they rigged the Democratic primaries for Hillary Clinton to be the surefire candidate, and then Bernie Sanders, when he lost, all his supporters went for Hillary. And she just went full social justice warrior.
Yep.
Like, imagine saying that half of Trump supporters, which is 50% of the country at the time, you imagine saying that 125 million people are a basket of deplorables. Do you know that Hillary Clinton did not even have a concession speech? That's how arrogant she was, thinking that she could beat Trump. She didn't have a speech ready for when she lost. She wasn't ready to lose, right? Whereas Trump wasn't even ready to win. And so, like, I think Bernie talks about policy. Bernie talks about the real issues, and then he talks like this, you know. And, but he, like
the Simpsons, though. Hopefully, they can predict the next president too.
Yeah, well, fucking oath. But like, I'm afraid that if he gets into office, the American political system is only going to get either more gridlocked, or they're just going to have a massive blue wave in which they just do all these social reforms. You see, like, and here's the problem. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a fucking communist. She's a communist. She's a 29-year-old bartender that won the election by 15,000 votes. And she doesn't know, like, dude, I am more qualified to be a US Congress person than she is. I am more qualified, and I'm a fucking dummy, right? And I'm more qualified than her.
You have to be born in America.
No, not to be a congressperson.
Oh, okay.
No, only to be president. Yeah.
Here in Australia, you do that. You have to be 2 generations to be on any part of our parliament. Or
really?
Yeah. Well, we had that big thing like last year where they started kicking out people because they found out they were 2nd generation Australians, not 3rd.
Oh, okay. I think I'm like 4th. I don't know. I know I'm definitely
2nd.
3rd.
I wouldn't be allowed in parliament.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's because of those blue eyes you got, mate.
It's because of the snoz, mate.
It's because of that. Yeah, you know, the doors aren't big enough to fit your nose through. The doors aren't big enough to fit my ego through, but, you know, that's another story.
That cowboy
so it'll be interesting to see who wins the presidential erection. Because that's what it is. It's a big fight full of dicks.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Okay, I'm good. Are you good with This Week Online?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I just wanted to also chuck in that Alex Jones was on JRE, but we did that.
Yeah.
That's great. 4 hours and 40 minutes.
That was huge.
Like,
I was so glad that he came back.
It's a bit of sanity, really, though, listening to him talk. But it's captivating.
He is. Well, for me, he's entertaining. He's not informational.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I listen to some of what he says, and I'm like, whatever. All right, dude, let's get in a fucking question time and beer fight.
This is my favourite time of the day. Fuck yeah. All right, hold on. So, as you guys can see, last week we had an upset. So, it was Carlton Draft at VB in the first week. Carlton Draft smashed VB. That was an easy guess. Then the week after, we decided to have Melbourne Bitter up against the Carlton Draft. So we stick with the good old classic Australian beers. And we both thought we were going to enjoy the Carlton Draft first. We went to a producer vote, and we ended up enjoying myself, I definitely preferred the Melbourne Bitter. It was a bit more fizzy, a bit less flavourful.
Yeah. Oi,
so
Sammy.
Today, can't get any more classic than this, mate. 4X Gold.
Sam Dog, do you know why they call it 4X?
No, mate. I don't know why.
Because in Queensland, they can't spell shit. Yeah, I fucking said it. I said it in Melbourne, Victoria. But then again, hey, it might still be better than Melbourne Bitter.
Well, if we say this is better than Melbourne Bitter, then we're saying it's better than Draft. I know that you both hate that sound.
No pressure.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't like it when you smack your...
All right. No, bitter first. We got to stick with the winner. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Remember that flavour.
All right. Here's how you know it's a cheap beer, right? It's a fucking twist top.
Dink it.
I missed the bin then.
Sink it.
Dink.
I don't drink out of a fucking glass, mate. I was colder this week. Always have your beers cold. Big tip.
Oh, pardon you. Fucking hell, man. I get jealous when I see you sink a beer.
That's a good beer.
Stop
That is
it.
a good beer.
Stop it.
It's even better fucking cold. That just tastes like beer.
Do you know what's annoying? Do you know what's annoying?
How good this beer is.
You.
All right, I'm gonna start off. We're bringing it together.
Whoa!
And beer fight.
God damn! I nearly spilled the beer all over the desk. Look at that. Wait, do we have something to wipe it up with? And by that I mean, can you just find something in my garage that looks like I can wipe it up with it? Yeah, sweet. Yeah, throw it in. Oh yeah, sweet. That's even better. So Sammy's doing the maid work. I appreciate that, Sam Dog. And we'll have to clean that.
I work in
I
hospitality.
have to clean that later.
I love hospitality. Anyways, I'm going to start off our beer time, question time, beer fight, question fight. Let's go.
Question fight. All right,
We're going to
go.
start off. I don't know. I felt like the Would You Rather last week was one of the best things that we did. So I'm going to start off with another Would You Rather. Would you rather watch your parents have sex 1,000 times or join in once?
Oh, you are disgusting. Where do you Western Australians get these questions from?
Reddit.
Oh, was that actually a question on Reddit?
Yeah, that was a big question on Reddit.
Oh, that is horrible.
So, would you rather watch your parents have sex 1,000 times or join in once?
All right, here's what I'm doing. Hey, producer, can you please vote with me because I'm voting to make him answer this question first.
Oh, I know what I'm answering.
Yeah, go.
Well, I'll watch.
1,000 times.
Oh, you get desensitized after the third, fourth.
Actually, I'm going to go with the I'd watch as well. Oh, hold on, how old are they?
How old are they?
My dad at 35 was a fucking meat axe.
No, it's just like right now, like
No.
tomorrow, every day for the next 1,000 days. You just gotta watch it happen tomorrow.
You didn't say that
So
at the
you
start.
join in?
No, I'd watch my dad at 35 just rail my mum. Dude, my dad's got a dick like a baby's arm. He's a fucking mad hatter. You know, and so like I come from a super conservative Christian household, right? Like I was raised, I'm a preacher's son, right? And so when I was in my early 20s, my mum and dad gave me their old bed and with the mattress too. And I said to mum, I'm like, "Wait, mum, have you and dad had sex in this bed?" And she goes, "Yeah. Your dad's got a massive libido." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks, mum." So he's just gone ham like every day of the week.
And it's nice that she left it open for you to think about it.
Yeah. No, it was
So
great.
I would watch, just probably get desensitized from it. I think it would just post-traumatic stress too much if I was actually to get off from it. Because that's what joining in once is, you know? You got to go to the point where you get off. Like, I think that would just traumatize. But like, I've seen my dad's dick at the footy where all fucking,
right,
you know,
but
those toilets
here's
and shit.
the
Like,
question, though.
Like, these things happen.
Here's the question, though. How would you handle seeing your mum's puss? Oh, that's fucking brilliant.
Alright, I'm going to crack this 4X. I'm moving this table, boys. I'm moving.
Yeah,
I'm gonna crack this 4X just because
tell me, don't lie to me. Is it because you got an erection thinking of your parents boning?
Alright, let's just crack this.
Are you moving the table?
4X.
Another twist up. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be... Actually, I don't know what this is going to be like. I haven't had 4X in like 10 years.
Yeah,
for
probably
real.
same. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Whew. Melbourne bit of wins.
Yeah.
Melbourne bit of wins.
So the 4X is a bit thicker. It's not as fizzy, but it's got not much flavour to it as well. Melbourne Biz is fizzier, more bubbles, lighter.
Yeah.
Bit softer on the flavour side as well. Melbourne Biz is definitely a better beer.
But 4X is 99% sugar-free, son.
It's probably like tastes like shit.
Excuse the burps if you want. All right,
Some
hold
people
on.
like that. All right, you got a question for me?
You do entertaining and I'll do like comparison sipping.
Oh, entertainers dancing or?
Oh, no, definitely Melbourne better.
Yeah. Definitely Melbourne better.
Yeah, Melbourne better. Kills it.
Now, you got a question for me?
All right, check it out. Now, I also want the producer's opinion on this too, okay? Now, we just have to clarify this because X, Y, Z and X, Y, Z. We're not talking about now, okay? And I don't want to hear any stories. I just want your opinion. Can you have a fuck buddy and keep it cool? Or does it always turn to shit when someone catches feelings? Or just ditches out?
Are you asking me or the producer?
What do you think?
Myself?
Yeah.
I don't think it works. Someone always catches feelings.
You reckon?
One of them. One of the two.
Is it predominantly the female?
No.
That's a good answer because you're right.
No.
Yeah,
Doesn't
definitely.
matter. Someone will.
Yeah.
I always think that our fuck buddies end with someone being heartbroken.
Yeah, I think you're right. What do you think?
I don't
what do you think?
It doesn't
Ashray?
matter who it is, but I think one. I even think long-term female-male friendships will end that way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think you can love anyone.
Do you have a lighter?
I think people fall in love all the time, and I think the more you spend with someone, the more you fall in love with their characteristics, little things, and you'll see the nut. I don't think long-term female-male friendships, let alone fuck buddies, work out well. I see some friendships, absolutely. Like I know some guys and girls that have been friends for 20, 30 years and they'll keep being friends without any repercussions. But you don't know, again, I don't know what's going on in their head. Maybe the chick had suppressed her feelings years ago or so did the bloke.
Yeah.
Especially fuck buddies, that won't end well. I don't think that ends well.
I've got a friend that I've had, her name's Ruby. I've got a friend that, and I've been her friend since I was 25. I'm 31 now. And we've never had the desire to sleep with each other. And I really like it. Like, I really like, I'm like
Either of you.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you know
correct.
that,
Yeah, absolutely.
She's never...
No, and I'm like her older brother. It's fucking brilliant.
And you're happy to say that out loud?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
you wouldn't, like, if she came onto you, you've never had those thoughts?
No. If she came onto me, I'd just be like, oi, stop.
Yeah.
Unless she's actually going to come on me. Then I'll be like, no, now I have to have a shower. What's up? Hey, Ash, what do you think? Do you think fuck buddies always turn shit? She just said, yep.
We have a lot of opinions the same.
Yeah.
I feel like that's maybe why we're in a relationship.
But I don't agree with the friends thing.
She doesn't agree with the friends thing, though. She agrees that.
A lot of great male friends.
Yeah. And I think here's a piece of advice for young women out there. You need at least one male in your life that you can tell pretty much anything to that doesn't care and doesn't judge. Because I'm that male for a few different chicks, and I have a couple of different women in my life that, like, I could tell Ruby anything.
I just talk to my dog.
Absolutely anything. And she doesn't judge me. She doesn't care. We're not trying to sleep together. And I also get a female perspective. That's really important. And for young blokes, you need women in your life you're not trying to fuck. It's as simple as that. Now.
Yep.
So
that was my point on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't think it works out.
What's the next one?
I'm just going to have a sip of my beer. Which one do I want? All right, this is a good one. If you were to be murdered, where would you like your body to be found?
That is a good question.
If you were to be murdered, where would you like your body to be found? Not how would you like to be murdered, just where would you like police to find it, or someone, or anyone?
In a fridge.
In the fridge?
No.
It's a bit mundane.
Yeah.
My first thought went
hanging from the Sydney Bridge.
Oh, okay.
What's that bridge called? Sydney Harbour Bridge.
I thought it would be nice to be like left on a meat hook. Butchers.
Upside down?
Anyway. Like just have a butcher walk in one day and there I am hanging on a meat hook. Like that would be kind of cool.
That'd be rough, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be rough as fuck.
Yeah. I know someone in my family that whenever they leave the house every day, everything matters to them, and their however they look, underwear, socks, everything matters to them, and their main concern is if that they die, they don't want to be seen in something they don't feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think. I wouldn't do my wardrobe based if I die.
That's so vain. That's so vain. All right, now here's a question for you.
Also in the comments below, where would you like us to find your body?
Yeah, where would you like us to find our body when Sam murders you?
Yeah, where would you like me to hide your body?
So here's a question for you. Now, over the age of 18, how young is too young? And you're single.
At my age?
Yeah. So you're 25.
Yeah.
So how young is too young for you?
21.
Yeah. I think,
I think that falls on the maturity level, though, because I guess once you go older, like say if I was 40, 30 would be all right. But I think 18 to 25 is such a maturity difference.
Absolutely. And I think, see, for me, it's about 23. Because, like...
You're 31?
Yeah, I'm 31. The problem with 21, 22, even up to maybe even 24, is that you still have this kind of idea that the world is in front of you, right? So you can do anything you want. Men much more than women. But for me, if I'm going to date a girl, she's got to be at least 23. If I'm going to fuck her, she's got to be 18.
And only 18.
Was that too forward? Hey, if we have hold on, I need to sell this point. If we have any super gorgeous 18-year-old female fans, you comment, right? And no, I don't want some motherfucker named Prajeep commenting on my goddamn video saying he's a blonde 18-year-old girl, all right?
Prajeep, you can comment on mine, mate.
Yeah, or fucking Dave from Campbellfield or something. Dave, fucking... Oh, I'm a beautiful girl. And then I see your photo. You're a bloke. No! Now, if that's your thing, that's your thing. That's your thing. Do what you want, but that's not my thing. All I'm saying is if we've got any beautiful 18-year-old female fans... Now...
No, this is getting too cringy.
Yeah, it is. It's getting weird.
All right, I got another question.
I can't believe you let me do that. All right, go.
If someone was able to tell you when you die, would you want to know?
No.
No?
No.
So if I was to tell you your death date, time, when you died...
No.
You wouldn't want to know?
No.
All right.
No, it would give me permanent anxiety.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, maybe not.
No, absolutely.
Maybe you know, like, I can walk out in this freeway because I'm not going to die today. I'll die in 30 years.
Yeah, I could see that, but at the same... I suppose... yeah.
Fuck. Oh, I don't want to jump out of this helicopter. I'm worried
I'd want you to tell me more...
I'm not going to die today.
I'd want you to tell me more useful information, like the tats numbers this week. That's what I want to know, not when I die.
That's all I can tell you, mate.
Yeah. Okay, you ready? Now.
April 14th at 3:30 p.m. Sorry, what? Keep going.
What?
What?
What did he do? What? Did he... What? So, now... here's a question for you. If you have a son, are you going to get him circumcised?
No.
Why?
Because I'm not Jew.
Don't say it like that, Blondie.
Because I'm not a Jew.
I'm not either. Because that's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just leave the...
I get the hygiene to it.
In the quiet words of me to George Pell, leave the penis alone. All right? Stop this circumcision shit. You motherfucking religious people.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not dissing you for being religious. I'm dissing you for being dumb religious.
Nah, I wouldn't. No way.
Okay.
Fuck no. Like, if it got to the point where hygiene and that was... I know some men grow up and they have hygiene issues with it. I don't know. I feel like that's your own hygiene issues.
Wash your dick.
Yeah.
Just have a shower once a week minimum.
Yeah. Minimum once a week. Fuck that. Once a day, man. Especially in this heat.
You're asking a bit too much, mate. I'm from the country, son. We've got to conserve our water. All right.
No, I wouldn't. Would you?
No, absolutely not. No. And if my wife wanted to, first of all, what did I do marrying a Jew? No. Jewish girls are nice. But I think so. Do you know of Muslims? I think they circumcise.
I don't know.
No. And I know that Christians did it in the US, but that was a lot of that was
circumcised?
No. Are you?
No.
Oi, it's the beanie brigade over here. We've got full beanies. I really want to ask the producer about just like
my beanie.
What's it like? It's just kind of like peeling back that ski mask, that fucking that Italian balaclava. Just she's just looking at me like, "Fuck, you're a drongo."
Let me choke you out, Jonesy. Let me choke you out.
Yeah. Hey, don't choke me out.
Yeah.
Okay, now you ready?
No, but seriously, before this podcast over,
Now, check this out. Here's a question for you. Wait.
Yeah, go. Yeah. Give us a question.
Now, oh no, I can't ask you that one. Can I?
I don't know what it is.
No, I can't ask you that one. All right, now here's the deal. Now, I'm gonna ask a question. This is gonna be a learning experience here. I'm gonna ask a question, viewers. I'm gonna ask Sam Dog, and I'm gonna look to the producer. And if she goes like that, we're not going into it. All right.
I'll just get straight into my question.
Now, hold on. Have you ever had a serious sexual mishap? Come in eyes, snapping your banjo string, falling off the bed, passing out during, anything like that, like a serious faux pas.
No, I'm good. I'm allowed to talk.
Sweet.
Period blood.
Where?
Everywhere.
Really?
Brand new mattress. Fucking horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that too.
Yeah, I've had fucking PTSD from it.
Dude, I remember I was living in China, and I was this is going to get really
You
intense.
snapped your banjo string.
No, that was in Australia. So this is going to get really intense. So like if you're under the age of 18, please turn off the stream. Just skip about 5 minutes.
10.
So I was in China, and a young lady asked me to be the first man that she'd ever been with. And I'm like, no, you can fuck off, because I don't want that responsibility. Because I thought she'd get super attached to me, right? Because that's what happens a lot. Now, that didn't happen. She was amazing about it. She was really mature, and she really impressed me with her ability to handle herself in the relationship. And at the time, she was only 19, and I was a lot younger than I am now. So, we did it the first time. We did it in bed. And then but I couldn't finish because she just couldn't handle it, right? Which is fair. And so then I go out, and here's the secret for your ladies, right? If a guy can't come with you, he's going to go and rub one out afterwards. As soon as you fall asleep, am I right?
Oh yeah,
right.
Or right next to him in bed.
Yeah, dude, I've done that too. So, so I go out to the lounge room, and I was just about to rub one out. And she comes out, and she's like, no. I want to finish you myself. And I'm like, because she wanted to get the job done. I'm like, damn, this chick's got commitment. So she straddles me, gets onto the couch, right? We're going hammer and tongs, and I'm like, God damn, I'm feeling really lubricated. Oh my God. It looked like someone murdered her all over my lap. There was blood everywhere. It was incredible.
Fucking disgusting.
Another mishap I had was snapping my banjo string. Now, for those who don't know what a banjo string is, it's called the frenulum, all right? The frenulum.
Google it with safe search off.
Yeah, Google it with... No, just go to Wikipedia. Go to Wikipedia, okay? So you don't end up in a Pornhub rabbit hole. So, I snapped my banjo string, and I ended up at the hospital. And that was from wanking. And then I snapped it 2 more times because I was having sex with my girlfriend. And like the doc said, you gotta not touch your dick for 2 weeks. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I didn't say that.
That's a long time.
Oh, it's such a long time, man. When you're 25 and you got a super hot girlfriend like I did. So I ended up snapping it 2 more times. Then I'm at a wedding. With my girlfriend, right? And I was at the back of the smokers area telling my best mate's missus and her mum about snapping my banjo string. My girlfriend walks out and loses it at me. Because what I didn't realize is that is her penis too. I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to tell my own story.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, relationship lessons. What's your question, bro?
Would you rather eat a cake and sit on a dick, or sit on the cake and eat a dick?
Fuck, I hate you, Sam.
Again, would you rather eat a cake and sit on a dick, or sit in the cake and eat a dick?
Option 1, because you didn't say I had to have my pants off.
Yeah, but you're still sitting on a dick.
That's okay.
No, I'm sitting on that cake and I'm eating a cooked bull's penis.
Actually, no, I'm going to go option B then with you, because I've eaten sheep dick in China.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was sheep dick.
It doesn't matter what dick it is.
Till they told me it was halfway down my throat. That's what she said. Anyway, no, definitely.
Would you rather your... Sorry. Would you rather your dog walk into you and your dad fucking, or your dad walk into you and your dog fucking?
Did you get this off Reddit too? I fucking hate that. Oh my god. All right, hold on. Hit me again.
Would you rather your dog walk into you and your dad fucking, or your dad walk into you and your dog fucking?
Dad walking in on dog. Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. Because
I'd rather my dog walk in. Because my dad's going to judge the fuck out of me if I'm fucking a dog. But my dog ain't going to judge me.
yeah, but you're fucking your dad, dude. You're fucking your dad. Did you not listen to the question? Fuck you, sir. I would rather fuck a canine and have my dad walk in and go, oh, bless me, Father, for he has sinned. Holy shit. Nah, dude, that shit ain't happening.
If I'm fucking my dad, he's not judging me. My dog ain't gonna
he
judge. No
fucking
one's
will
gonna
afterwards.
know. My dad's gonna tell his stepmom if she like everyone's gonna fucking know I fucked the dog if my dad walks in, but no one's gonna know I fucked my dad if my dog walks in.
All right, in the quiet habit of Hillary Clinton, I'm gonna go with the voting public and just change my opinion when they do. Here's what I want. I want people, and look, I know we ain't got shit followers right now, and I'm okay with that. If you see this video, please comment
2 years time,
and just say which one you would rather, and I'll go with that. That unless it's the other one where dog walks in on dad and me fucking. Fuck you, sir. I hate that you put me in these positions. All right, now you ready? We'll go on more.
All right.
Now, what is your favorite race or ethnicity in a sexual partner other than whatever she is?
Yeah, no, whatever she is probably the correct answer. And the only answer I'll stick with.
The producer just went, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's fair.
That's my
fair.
favorite human in the world right there. So whatever she is, they're my favorite.
All right, this question's void. I'm just going to tell mine. Ladies.
Just can't tell mine. I love that.
Ladies.
Shut up, Sam. Move on.
Ladies. Chinese. Okay? Chinese. I don't know why. I don't care why. I want babies with a Chinese girl so they can be bilingual, smart as fuck, really good at maths, and have a giant dick.
All right. Don't get angry at me for saying this. I was talking to Ashley the other day. A lot of the white guys that I know that are with Chinese women, it's because they can't get white women.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay.
No. But hold on. Here's what I'd say. I would adjust that to Asian women because
Yeah.
Because
I say Asian. Yeah.
because like Thai women anywhere in Southeast Asia,
Philippines,
dude,
whatever.
you gotta earn your bones to get a Chinese woman. Those chicks, man, those chicks don't just give it up to anybody. Maybe fucking like some of them they come to Western culture and they're like, let's fucking give me dicks. But in terms of relationship, you gotta earn it with her.
I just wanted to. I thought. I know I worked in high prestigious places, a lot of high prestigious white men, and they all had Asian girlfriends.
No, that's true, and I would agree with that. I just
felt like it was easier for them.
Yeah. Now, my second option. So, first of all, I would say white or Asian cohabiting, tier 1. Tier 2 would be Hispanic American.
Yep.
Dude, any chick that could speak Spanish. My sister married a Mexican guy, and his little brother is the handsomest motherfucker I've seen in ages.
Yep.
He's such a handsome bastard.
Yep.
Hey, what's his name?
Handsome
Rudy's
bastard.
little brother. Fuck you for being so handsome. Here's what happened as well, right? I was in China, and there was this South African Indian chick that I slept with, right? And then after that, she became a teacher at the school that I was working at, right? So then we go to dinner with a small crew, and she's there at dinner, and he's there at dinner, right? So then she sends me a text on my phone saying, "Oi, don't you say shit about what we did," because she wanted to hook up with my brother-in-law's little brother. I'm like, you fucking hoe. All power to you, baby. I fucking loved it. I'm like, I ain't gonna say shit. You gotta get that Mexican dick. I fucking loved it.
That's funny as. All right, I got one more question.
Yeah.
One more question for question time. Would you get your dick tattooed?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
You?
Yep.
Why?
I don't know.
What would it be?
$. Bitches love blowing money.
Here's what I think. I was about to say $sign as well, so she could play with my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I probably wouldn't in the end, though.
Hold on. Oi, so check
Just
this
have
out.
the need to it.
Just on a technical issue, we're going to have even a couple more questions just because we've only got a few more ones after. Oh, yeah, but we are getting on in time. So check this out. Here's another question. Whoa, shit. My fucking microphone just went limp. Now, give me another question.
I'm done. Those were my 6 questions.
Yeah. No. I mean,
yeah. Give me another question, mate.
Okay, check this out. Do you think you can have a long-lasting relationship with someone you met on Tinder, or are they all doomed because reasons?
Nah, sure you can. I don't know. I've never used online dating, but I'm sure you can.
Yeah. You sound 45 right now. Okay, here's another question.
I haven't used any apps since 10 years. No. I've never used online dating, but I'm sure you can. Like, I'm sure I got good mates that are in 2-year-long relationships through Tinder, so
Yeah.
all to them. Any way you want to meet someone these days. Yep.
Now, here's a question for you. By the way, it's starting to rain, so
I
if
might
you
go
guys
stand out in that rain. It's fucking.
if you guys hear that rain, just let us know if it's too annoying in the comments. Fucking comment. Check this out. What do you think is more important for a man to wear? Is it cologne or deodorant?
Deodorant.
Deodorant?
Yeah.
Do you wear cologne as well?
Yeah, we're both.
Ash, when you go past an attractive male, do you instinctively try to smell him?
I don't know. Like I have walked past people and smelt them,
So you have walked past and smelled them.
but not intentionally.
Okay. What's more attractive?
She said not intentional.
Deodorant or cologne?
Well, you need both. Cologne is definitely more attractive to the scent.
But the cologne's not going to mask your stinky
Yeah.
body smell.
Yeah, that's true.
You need both.
You need antiperspirant to mask yourself. Scrub
Yeah.
yourself with soap, antiperspirant, then cologne, then you're ready to leave the house.
All right. Here's one last question for you for question
But
time.
in this heat, it don't matter. It
Yeah.
don't matter
Yeah.
in this heat.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Here's a question for you, and the last one for question time, and then we'll go on a break. Do you find a girl that smokes cigarettes unnervingly attractive?
I don't think it makes a difference.
Really?
No.
Dude, if a chick's
Like,
smoking a cigarette...
I'm a smoker, so
Yeah. See, because I'm a smoker, if a chick's smoking a cigarette, I am unnervingly attracted to her.
I don't think it... No, I don't think that makes a difference.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No.
It's okay to be gay, dude.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No.
It's okay that
It's
you
2019, mate.
that you are. All right. Now we're going to take a break for recess, guys,
Gonna take a short little break.
and we will see you
Soon.
in about a second.
All right. He's done.
Go. And we're back. I told you to be a second. It'd be
Welcome
a
back
second.
from the break.
Hey,
Melbourne Bill 1.
Melbourne Middle One. I'm
Melbourne
still on
Middle
my 4X. There's a reason for that. It tastes like regret. Here we are.
There you go.
It's hard.
Let's move on.
It's hard to finish.
The 4X. I finished it pretty quick.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
Hey.
it. It wasn't too bad.
So
Filled
now
it over the VB.
we've got story time, bro. Do you have a story? Oh, hold on.
Jelly, you want to talk about?
We've got books I'm reading, games I'm playing,
Yeah.
or have played.
Yeah.
Go. You go with the game.
Well, this weekend was a free open beta for the Division 2, which is a Ubisoft game set in Washington.
Oh,
DC.
Division. So
the
Division's got a sequel.
Yeah, there's a sequel to the Division. They had the free open beta this weekend. To me, it feels like what Far Cry do. It's just a remapped exact version
Yeah,
of the game.
dude.
Yeah.
I got so here's what I fucking hate about AAA gaming, right? I hate the fact that it's all just the same shit
Yeah.
with different colors, different brands, different shit.
Different map. That's
It's the same
pretty
thing.
much exactly the same. It's just square blocks of square. It's a bit polished. I'm probably going to play it on release March the 15th.
Of course you will.
Yeah, I'll play. I'll buy it.
Yeah,
I'll
you
spend some time.
will. You fucking. Wait,
But it feels very similar to the first
Can
one.
you do something for me and just bleat? Just bleat. My name is Sam and I'm a sheep.
I did enjoy
dude.
The Division.
I'm
I
a
put a good
sheep as
60,
well.
60, 70 hours into The Division.
See, I played it on PlayStation. I probably put about 30 hours. Oh, fuck you and your PC elitism. Oi, I'm going to be honest with
PC
you,
Master
dude.
Race right now.
Oi,
You
you can't say that with hair
PC
like that and eyes like that,
Race.
mate. Listen to this. You got a Jewish nose, though.
I'm not allowed to say Master Race.
Well, the last blue-eyed motherfucker that said that.
Yeah,
We know how that went, yeah?
Yeah, I did not go
It went very, very bad for the richest people in Europe.
Yeah, so I've been playing Division 2 this weekend. It's been kind of fun.
Oh, so you have been playing it?
Yeah, well, I've been playing the open beta.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it's looking pretty schmick?
It's looking exactly like Division 1 with a few cleanups. There's less requirement on building up your medic base and this and that. It's kind of more, you got a skill tree now, but the fighting's the same. The weapon is very, very, very similar. So if you enjoyed Division 1, it's probably that game without as many bugs. It does seem pretty smooth. I didn't have any login issues, anything like that for an open beta, which is pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not fucking hard to do that after you've made another full
Yeah,
game.
it's the second game.
Fucked the consumer.
It's pretty much just like they're patching and bugging the original one.
Hey, Ubisoft,
They have
go
said,
back to Splinter Cell. Do better.
They have said a 40-hour main campaign, though. 40-hour main
Really?
campaign. And they said that for the next year, they're going to be constant patches, year-to-date patches. So by the time this time next year, it should be a completely like new game. They should have added more stuff and big end game and etc. etc.
I just got my roster through.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got hours?
I'll tell you later. Yeah.
Good.
Not as good as it could be, but
Punished?
nah. All right, check this out. Book I'm reading.
Yeah, book you're reading.
So I'm going to talk about a book I've read a couple of chapters of, and I've put it down to read it another couple of books because I don't like to just chew through a book because then you lose some of it, right? And it's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, this book was first published, I think, back in the 80s or 90s, late 80s, 90s.
1980s, 1990s.
Yeah. And so I really liked the book. My dad read it when I was a kid, and I'm like, oh, this fucking rich man bullshit when I was a bloody socialist because I didn't understand socialism. But then you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and you understand that, like, one of the things he talks about is work hard, but not for money.
Who's he again?
Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki.
No, not Kawasaki.
Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki.
Ninja 300. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, a motorbike wrote a book.
Yeah.
So, he talks about how you need to work hard. You do, but don't work for money, right? Obviously, at the start, you're going to work for money, but then you want to start making money work for you, which is like investing and stuff. And he talks about the fact that, like, a lot of poor people think their house is an asset, but it's not. And the reason it's not is because an asset is anything that puts money in your pocket, right? But a house doesn't do that.
No,
You put money, it takes money out of your pocket, right? But then again, if you've got 6 houses, at least 5 of those houses can put money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what he talks about. Now, I've been reading that because I'm 31. I think I should start investing. So I actually started investing as well.
Yeah, nice. Stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm 31. I'm trying to get my shit together. So I just started doing that. And that book was actually a good catalyst to doing it. Really good. I don't have the book. It's around here somewhere, but I'm not going to jump off screen to get it. But yeah, if you want a really good book.
We'll put it in the link.
Yeah, and here's what you do, right? Amazon.com. Here's what you do, because I bought it off Amazon. Here's what you do when you read it. Just read one chapter. That's it. Read one chapter, put it down, wait a week, read another one. Because like what I found was that I read it on a Monday. Well, I was at work, actually, at you know the place.
Yeah.
And I was reading it, and then I just put it down, and I just thought about it for the whole fucking week. And I'm like, God damn, you got to work hard, man, but not for money. Don't work for money, you know, because the problem is, everyone works for money from poor to rich, and the whole fucking way up the ladder, our expenses increase, right? So it's about how you manage your money, and that was really a good lesson. So yeah, that's the book I'm reading.
Put the link to the Division 2 and the what was the book called again?
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
By Robert
We'll put the link
Kiyosaki.
in the description. Again, we're affiliated with Amazon, so if you do purchase something through our link, we will be credited.
And we will make cash money.
Well, not much. Unless you spend thousands.
5 cents.
So go spend $1.4 million on Amazon for our link. Why not?
I'm digging that. Yeah. I'm definitely digging that. Hey, story time, Sam. Do you have anything for story time?
I've got a little poem written here.
Okay.
There once was a stinky named Pinky. He was a minky dinky. He got under the bed and screamed off his head and then became the rinky linky. That's a little poem someone wrote for me. It's about my dog. Gets under the bed. He loves to get under the bed. He's a little asshole. So whenever you want to go to sleep, say, I'm ready to bed. I'm ready for bed. So here comes Link and he runs. Just gets under the bed and starts screaming. Like, he's fine. He can get out. He can get under, he can get out. But he'll get under the bed, and I'll try and do my best impersonation. Just like that. Just absolutely starts screaming under that bed.
I hate your dog. Like, I like him.
I love him.
I like him. I hate dogs that... It's like kids as well.
He's very vocal.
Oh. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But when I'm trying to sleep, you shut the fuck up, puppy.
He's a little shit. He knows when we're going to bed, and he's like, nah, more attention. Like, again, if he's been at the park all day, been running around, like, stimulated as fuck, he'll just sleep like an angel. But if he hasn't had stimulation, it's been way too hot to take him to the park lately. So he just gets under the bed and screams off his head.
Well, I suppose if I was a dog, I'd probably do the same thing.
Just for attention, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cute at the same time. Fucking annoying.
All right, so here's a story for you. Oh no, I'm fully gonna get in trouble for telling this story. If she ever finds this video, I'm fucked.
It's her dick.
No, well, yeah.
It was.
So this is the same. When I was talking earlier about when I broke my banjo string, and I'll tell that story in another podcast. But this is another one about. I was with the same girl. I was 24, I believe, and I was living with a mate. And I was dating a girl. And you got to remember that this is the girl that really taught me how to make love to a woman. You know, like, every man needs a woman to show him how to make love. Because the problem is, like, a lot of young guys will be sexually active with a number of different women. And they're fucking, which is fine. You know, like, fucking's fine. But... you also want to learn how to, make love and connect with a woman, right? And so she was the first one that taught me that it was okay to objectify her in the right context. Like, I remember when we first got together, I would put my hands all over her body, but I wouldn't touch her tits. I came from such a sheltered childhood and background, man, so I wouldn't touch her tits. And so she just grabs my hands and goes, boom. And, oh my God, that was great. Just great. Just great. Just fucking amazing. So... one day, we got in the shower together. We're having a shower, and she starts going down on me, and I'm like, yeah. And very quickly, I just felt some pressure in the base of my dick, right? And I'm like, God damn, I'm about to come. I didn't know it worked like this. And the reason I'm speaking in that voice is because, like, holy fuck, I don't know what to do. So I let it fly. I just ching, just pulled the pin, right? So I pull the pin, and then I'm coming for way too long. It was like about that long. It was a long time. Only to realize that instead of coming in her mouth, I was pissing in her mouth. It was so bad. And so, wait, have you ever done this, right? Where,
no.
Check this out, right? So, and I don't know if you guys have done this too, right? But, like, when you're taking a piss and you just, you put your finger, you just press up. You just press up and it just stops. Everything just stops. Like, you can't piss, you can't come, you can't do shit, right? So... I had to do that. I had to put my hand deliberately under my balls and onto my gooch just so I could be like, stop, fuck, because I was pissing in her mouth. And, dude, I felt so bad. I felt
embarrassed.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't embarrassed. Fuck it. No. I was like, oh, baby, I'm sorry. I really didn't know what I was doing. Because I really didn't know. I'd never come from a blowjob before, right? Hadn't. Well, no, I still haven't. And here's the funny thing, right? So here's what happens is she freaks out, gets a little bit pissed off, but she's a sweet girl. Like, she's a really beautiful girl. And so she spits it out. I'm like, oh my God, that's so bad. So then she brushes her teeth and I gave her such a snogging. I kissed the shit out of her because I wanted her to feel like, like we're in this together. And so she was so pissed off. And then, here's the fucking problem, right? So she goes, you can't tell anyone. You can't tell anyone, right?
And now you're online telling everyone.
And no, it was fucking years ago. Fucking who cares? But here's the problem. What I did was I told my best mate, Matt, you dirty dog. You fucking know what you did, right? So check this out. There's me and Matt and our two girlfriends, right? And we're in the pool at Matt's girlfriend's parents' house. We're in the spa, right? Me, my ex, him, and his missus at the time. So what happens is we're sitting in the pool, and Matt has this thing, right? I love you, brother. I fucking love you. But he's got a small doodle too. So he's got this thing where he used to have it before he became mature and a dad and a real man, right? Like, because having kids just grew him up. Right, so he used to have this thing where he'd have to one up you. He just have to one up. He just has to win, right? So we're sitting in the pool, and I said something to him like, "Oh, at least blah blah blah," and he goes, "Yeah." So my girlfriend, after telling me not to tell him, right, and his girlfriend was in the pool, after telling me not to tell him, he just goes, "Yeah, at least I didn't piss in my girlfriend's mouth," and I'm just like. Fucking, oh my God.
Sweet, nice young girl.
And dude, and she was 19 or 20 at the time, and she fucking looks at me, and she had this look of just utter shame and disappointment, right? And I felt really bad for her. Now, having said that, she shouldn't have felt that, because it doesn't matter. Who cares? Shit happens. Yeah. But
move on.
Yeah, she's not like me where I don't do shame. As you guys know, because I talk about fucking anything, right? My gooch is included. So she Ash, I just realized that I don't have EOS up on the screen. That's cool. Sweet. Okay. So I said to my best mate Matt, I'm like, dude, you need to go the fuck inside now so I can fix this shit with the missus, right? 10 minutes later, we're having sex in the spa.
Nice.
Right? A year later, we're having a fight about the banjo string comment at the wedding. 2 days later, we break up. And I'm like, it's so bullshit. But I just wanted to tell you guys, look, I want to hear your most embarrassing moments, and I want to hear the shit that you don't want to tell anyone else. Send us an email for real.
Anonymously, and we'll put it in the podcast.
To tactualf@gmail.com, and we'll put it in the podcast with no names. And the reason I want to do this is because I want all that shameful shit to be aired out. No names, but I want other fans to know that we're all in this shit together. We all have shit that we really don't want heard, right? We all have shit that we're like, oh my God, that's kind of embarrassing. And then you listen to Jonesy and you're like, oh, this motherfucker's even worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, mate.
It goes to that Ninja sent out a tweet during the week. He's giving advice to young men about women. And one of his advice was, no matter how nervous you are to talk to women, just remember that they fart, shit, and have diarrhea just like every other person. We're all human.
Yep.
We're all human. We all have embarrassing moments. We all have...
And I know that because I've felt a couple of nuggets and a couple of buttholes. Let's put it that way.
We've talked about turtlenecking before.
Prairie dogging.
Turtlenecking.
If you don't know what prairie dogging is, it's when you got a shit that you really got to do and it's just sticking out like a turtle head. It's just sneaking out.
But you're holding it.
You got to cut that shit off though. You got to pull it back in.
You got to snap your shit.
Don't snap it in your drawers. Don't snap it in your underpants. You got to cut it off before it gets out. So that was story time. Sam, what made you angry this week?
Well, what made me angry? I was fucking sitting there for like 3 hours yesterday, just trying to think of what made me angry this week, and that made me fucking angry. Like, I was sitting there, like, what made me angry? And it gets, like, 3 hours long, and I'm still just sitting in a blank fucking screen. And that pissed me off, and I'm storming around the room now, like, I can't fucking think of anything that made me angry. to my surprise, that is what made me angry. So what made me angry this week was trying to think of something that made me angry. It got to the point where I was like, how about I talk about how to not be angry? Or how about I talk about, I just got pissed off with myself. I got pissed off with this segment. And I got pissed off with everything.
I love that.
So what made me angry is trying to think of something that made me fucking angry.
What made me angry this week? I'm not too sure. I wrote some shit down.
It's been a very busy week.
Yeah, dude, I've been so busy this week.
Not much to get angry on.
Probably just like pretentious rich cunts. Just like, look, one of the reasons I don't like communism is because it's all about, let's just make everyone equal. No, because they're fucking not equal. Some people are dumb as dog shit, and they're never going to get any further in life than being on Centrelink. And that's okay. That's okay. And if it's not okay, it's not up to me to solve that problem. It's up to them to solve their problems, right? So that's why I don't hate rich people.
And some people are just born geniuses.
Here's what ticks me off, though. What pisses me off is the fact that some rich people think that it's okay to act like a cunt just because they've got the money to pay for the consequences. That fucking annoys me. I want to slash the tyre of every Murcielago I see in Melbourne. And every, like, and look, actually, no, that's not true. I don't. Because, look, a lot of people, like, a lot of rich people have earned their money. And the sons and daughters of rich cunts that when the son and daughter doesn't earn their money, what you find is that they are inherently unhappy and dissatisfied. Sure. But it doesn't mean you can take it out on me, you cunt.
I also like, I think it's Sweden's laws when it comes to speed finding, that if the richer you are, the more you get fined. You get fined based on how much money you have. So, like, it doesn't matter if you're poor or rich. It's the same.
I actually really like that.
Percentage of fine for if you're speeding. So, say, like, you have $1 million, your net worth is $1 million, and you're caught speeding over 60 kilometers an hour. Instead of paying $1,000, which is what your average person would pay, they're forced to pay 45, 50 grand.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some guy was caught 60 kilometers over the limit, was almost paid had to pay almost $100,000 in fines.
I really like
just
that.
to match that percentage. Yeah. Be like, we don't. Just because you're rich and you get away with the consequences of driving fast because you can just easily pay a fine, you shouldn't just be allowed to drive fast because you can pay a fine. So that they would match the fine to the amount of money you made on a yearly date, which is fucking awesome.
I
really like that.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah. Because that's not like tax where it's going to happen whether you like it or not. It's just arbitrary.
No,
you make the decision to speed or not.
Yeah, absolutely. You make the decision to speed. So if you speed, then there needs to be repercussions that matches everyone equally.
Yeah.
So really good if we can enforce those laws everywhere.
I'll tell you what also pissed me off this week. That I just met a beautiful girl, and I want to spend more time with her, but I can't because I'm fucking working all the time. Why can't I just win Tats Lotto? That's what pisses me off this week. I want to win Tats Lotto. Hey, Oz Lotteries, just give me cash. Just give me cash. I'll do some ads for you. How about that? But give me like an inordinate amount of cash so I can just spend time with my newfound beau.
Just not going to work.
That's for you, beau, as well. I think your name is also the spelling of a love. There you go, beau. All right, that's story time and what made me angry this week. Sound advice is next and last. So,
quick podcast this week. Well, not too quick, but
yeah. So, sound advice this week is hold on, I've got to get it. I love that. There we go. All right. Sound advice this week is listen. Actually listen. Like it's actually listen.
Active listening.
Yeah. It's called active listening. And this is also something in Chris Voss's book, Don't Split the Difference, that I mentioned last week. Here's why. You might learn something you didn't know. You will become more liked and trusted in the process. You deliberately exclude yourself and your ego from the conversation when you just listen, and the fact that people want to be heard. So let me explain on that. I've spent a lot of time, as I'm sure you have, and the viewers have, in conversation. Conversations are an inescapable part of our lives. Now, I've talked to people that like me and I like. I've talked to people that don't like me and I don't like. And I've talked to people who feel nothing towards me and I them. And the one thing I've been able to detect over the years pretty well is whether or not the person or people I'm talking to are actually listening to me in the conversation, or whether they're bored or have a different agenda than coming to a conclusion together, or if they're just waiting for the next time to talk. You know how you have those conversations of people are just waiting for the next chance to talk? They're not listening to you. They're just loading their guns while
they're going through in their head.
Yeah.
What I'm about to say. What I'm about.
Their mind's full and it can't take anything else. So if you have a different agenda in a conversation that doesn't depend on what the other person is saying, you can go into the conversation and exit the conversation having affected nothing and learned nothing. And that's really interesting. Like it's possible to have a conversation with someone and learn nothing and affect nothing. And it's like when you understand that like a lot of conversations can be like that, it becomes like, for me at least, that's a daunting idea. The fact that I can have an interaction with someone, like you and me can have a conversation and we learn nothing from each other.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? So, also not listening leads to miscommunication, misunderstanding, and maybe even conflict or violence. And I found that in my work. So how do we avoid that? Well, we avoid that by listening. And I don't mean that you just hear them. I mean, you listen as a verb. You listen to them. Now, how are those two things different? Hearing means you register audio input into the brain and move forward with whatever the fuck you were going to do anyway, because our plan is more important than the other person's plan. But listening means we put a mental catcher's mitt on and get ready for the fact that someone is about to throw things at us that we may not understand. Listening means that when someone says something, we catch it. We think about it and we assess how important it is to them and to us, and where we both want to get to. It means that we make a judgment on what they're saying, and if it's important to us or them, we remember it. So like if we're having a conversation, right, and you say something to me, I'm trying to catch that, have a look at it, and decide whether it's important to you or me. Because if it's important to you, it needs to be important to me. Like if it's important to you, then I need to understand that it is important to you, and I need to understand why it's important to you. Listening means that you don't skirt over the details. It means that you catch the details and you put them together. So here's a few tips on why you should listen. Number one, listen because you might just learn something you didn't know. Most conversations are ones in which we have an agenda to move through our day, and most of them are mundane, uneventful, and unforgetful. Things like hellos, good mornings, purchasing things, dealing with co-workers and customers, your boss or your students. Even in these conversations, you need to listen because you might just learn something you didn't know about the way your bank works, about why something is so expensive, about the way your loved ones wake up in the morning, about what's really troubling them, about how your students are going, about why your mum is actually angry, or about why your dad, or about what your dad is trying to teach you. And then, in the really important conversations, you need to listen even more and practice in the mundane conversations. Because if you do listen even more in those really important conversations, if you just close your mouth and ignore the desire to interrupt, to input, to stake your place in the conversation, to let your ego get involved, which I'm guilty of all the time. If you just listen, the person you're in conversation with will open up the floodgates of information, all kinds of information, emotional, historical, biographical, logistical, intellectual, and secret information. People, if you just shut, and this is for young men as well, because young men have a habit of just, I just want to piss in the soup. I just want to put my stain all over this conversation, and especially with young women. Like when young blokes talk to young women, they want themselves to be impressed upon the young woman, for the young woman to be like, oh, I'm so impressed with this guy. I'll tell you what impresses young women: shut the fuck up and listen to them. That'll impress a young woman.
Put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah. Exactly, and use empathy to try to understand where they're coming from. Now, here's the really interesting point, right? It's that you don't have to understand what they're saying. You just have to listen. You don't have to understand. Don't feel the pressure to understand and answer back. That's a problem. You just have to listen. And then if you listen to someone for long enough, you will understand. And here's what you will eventually understand. Whether they're right or wrong, whether they're real or fake, whether they're lying or telling the truth, whether they're mature or immature, whether they're malevolent or benevolent. Get a dictionary if you don't know what those mean, and so much more. You will learn so much about a person and about your own world with their minute from just one conversation of just listening. If you can just listen. You see that? That's silence. That's okay. It's okay to have silence. You just be comfortable with silence, and it's okay. This gets to my next point. Listen because people want to be heard. If you listen to someone even when you don't want to, even when you want to interrupt, even when they're wrong, you'll be doing both of you a favor. You're doing you a favor because you'll get to learn what's in their head, their heart, and in their motivations. And you'll be doing them a favor because what people need more than anything, and especially these days now that we're all so lonely, is someone to talk to, someone to listen, someone to take them and their concerns seriously and genuinely. And this is so important for men to understand about being in a relationship with women. A woman doesn't need you to understand. I need to make that very clear. Women don't need men to understand. They just need you to listen. And the reason that is the case is because you cannot guarantee that you will understand. And she doesn't, if she's a good person, she cannot expect you to understand, and she does not. But a lot of men get frustrated because they try to put the subject of the conversation into their lens and they make it their thing so that they can project the image of understanding and empathy and sympathy and that they, oh no, I understand. You don't, and that's okay. A woman doesn't need you to understand because you can't always guarantee it. She needs you to listen because that's something you can promise. You can promise to just be like, okay, I'll shut up and just listen. But you can't promise that you're going to understand. With a lot of young women I've talked to, the number one issue for them is communication because they need it. They don't just want it, they need it. Now, men need it too, but men need communication mostly, I find, at least in my experience, to understand the goal. Women need it to understand themselves and you and the goal and the man or woman that they're with. Men are like, and this is going to sound really gendered, right? It's going to sound really like, oh, men are this way, women are this way. Not at all. Everyone's different. But just generally, like I can sit in a room with you and we're both playing PC and we don't talk for 3 hours, and that's okay. I could sit in a room with you and we just don't talk, and there's nothing's going on. We're just silent, right? But a lot of people get nervous and they want to fill the silence. Don't try to fill the silence. I remember a minister when I was in church at about 10 years old preaching to the men and saying that men should listen more to their wives. And then I went home and asked Mum if that was true. And she just laughed out loud. She's like, of course it's true. And every woman I've met so far has said the same bloody thing. Now, just on dates, a lot of men get in trouble on dates with women because women are naturally great at communication. Women are fantastic at communication. If you want to learn how to communicate, watch women. And what you'll see is that women listen really, really well, right? If you're on a date with a girl and she's just listening to you talk without replying, shut the fuck up. Because here's what she's doing. She's studying you. She's learning about you. She's trying to understand you. She's figuring you out. She's figuring out who you are, what you believe, how you see your mother, what's your family like, how deep your friendships are, how loyal you are, how your exes feel about you. Because we just have a tendency to just we just fucking vomit that shit out because we're nervous and we want to impress her. Now, and because we're nervous and we want to impress chicks, they don't know that women aren't impressed the way that men are impressed. Men are impressed by bragging and being loud and confident sometimes, or the proof of that bragging, quoting stats about their wealth and knowledge, their achievements and medals and positions. Women are just impressed by listening. And I think that, maybe this advice is for young men. Again, because I'm not going to tell women what to do because I've learned that's a bad idea. Just listen. Just learn how to listen. Like, really listen. And look, I'm not the best at it, but I try to do it every day. Like, when I'm in a conversation with someone and they're just like, I have to get a mop to clean up the shit that they're drooling. I'm like, okay, hold on. Just listen, because you might find out something that you didn't know. And that happens so often.
I think
Yeah,
I think
go.
it's called active listening because you have to be actively listening.
Yes.
You have to be
Yes.
conscious of listening.
Yeah.
It's just hearing when you're just standing there
Yeah.
and hearing what they're having to say, but actively listening means you're actively thinking about what they're saying or you're actively listening to what they have to say.
You're engaged
You're
in the
engaged.
listening. Yeah.
You're not sitting there thinking about the next sentence you're going to say. You're there thinking about what they're saying to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Exactly.
can make a big difference.
So that's my sound advice this week. Listen.
Listen.
There you go.
Listen to our podcast
Yeah.
every Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're now on iTunes, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hit us up on iTunes, Spreaker, all the etceteras.
So, if you go to iTunes and check out the actual fuck, you'll find us there too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
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 You can listen to us on iTunes.
Fucking oath. You got anything else, man?
No, that's really good. I again, spot on with that sound advice. I
Thanks,
couldn't
man.
agree more.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Active listening is one of the biggest things. It's one of the, especially with social media, especially with the world we live in right now, it's extremely easy to disengage. It's extremely easy to not listen.
Yeah.
If someone's telling you something at work you've already heard before, it's extremely easy. Yeah, whatever. I read that on Facebook or I saw it on Reddit or whatever. Social media these days make it really hard to listen because you don't have to. You can learn everything from whatever, any source. So, but actively listening to someone and their problems can really change. Again, people want to be heard. You can change someone's day just by listening to them for 5 seconds.
Fucking oath, man.
Just by hearing what they have to say. That you can change their day. They can go home and they'll feel so much better about it. They just got out what they wanted to say and someone actually heard it.
And you'll change their day too. You'll change your day too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think the big difference on the sound device is the difference between hearing and actively listening. And we urge you all to actively listen
To our podcast.
to our podcast.
And get on YouTube as well. All right, we good?
We're good?
We're done.
Like our videos!
Subscribe our videos.
Also, press the notification bell.
Thanks for watching, guys. Videos are here.
And here.
And here.
Is it here?
Are they here?
Is it in his mouth? Yeah, somewhere.